Friday, November 7th, as we dive into the suit of cups, the next suit in the tarot deck after wands. This is the element of water, and cups is associated with emotions, intuition, and relationships. While the Bible doesn't contain any story chronologically that coincides with the cards or groups with them sequentially to describe this suit, there are still several examples in the Bible and situations that are very richly mapped that deal with the journey of the heart, spiritual reception, and the full spectrum of human feeling. Again, this is associated with emotions, relationships, intuition, and spirituality. The ruling signs are Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, all water signs. The Ace of Cups. This is a new beginning. This is the pouring forth of emotion and your spirit. A biblical passage or situation that would coincide with this card is the Holy Spirit at Pentecost, which is in the book of Acts, chapter 2, verses 1 through 4. The moment when God's grace and love are first received and begin to overflow. A cup, or chalice, is often a Christian symbol for the Eucharist or the Holy Grail, representing a direct infusion of divine love and spiritual potential. Next is the Two of Cups, union, harmony, relationship, alliance. The wedding at Cana in the book of John, chapter 2, verses 1 through 11. This is the miraculous transformation of water into wine, which symbolizes a blessed union or deep connection, where the ordinary is elevated into the sacred. This represents the bond of love and shared emotional experience. The Three of Cups, celebration, community, and joy. The return of the prodigal son in Luke chapter 15, verses 11 through 32. The father's immediate call for a celebration and feast upon the son's return, restoring him to the community and joyously setting aside judgment. It's a theme of reconciliation and shared happiness. The Four of Cups, apathy, discontent, missed opportunity, disconnection, isolation. The rich young ruler in Mark chapter 10, verses 17 through 27, in his contentment with his current life and possessions, is unable to see and accept the divine invitation or the extra cup to follow Christ and gain spiritual wealth. His emotional focus is inwardly turned, missing a greater gift. The Five of Cups, loss, grief, crying over spilled milk and focusing on what's already lost. So Peter's denial of Christ in Luke chapter 22, verses 54 through 62. There's a deep sense of regret, sorrow, and perceived failure when Peter realizes he has denied Jesus 3 times. He weeps bitterly, focusing on the loss, but eventually finds redemption. The Six of Cups, nostalgia, childhood memories, gentle giving. The story of Joseph and his brothers in Genesis chapters 37, verse 42 through 45. The final moment of reunion and forgiveness where Joseph, now powerful, brings his brothers into his home. This highlights the return to the innocence of family and the healing of past emotional wounds. The Seven of Cups, illusion, wishful thinking, overwhelming choices or options. Jesus in the wilderness, temptation. This was in Matthew chapter 4, verses 1 through 11. The devil offers Jesus a vision of all the kingdoms and glories of the world. The 7 tempting cups, asking him to make a choice based on illusionary material power rather than divine truth. This tests emotional and spiritual focus. The Eight of Cups, leaving, emotional detachment, walking away, and searching for deeper meaning. Moses leading the Exodus, Exodus chapter 12. The Nine of Cups, wishes fulfilled, emotional contentment, satisfaction, and gratification. The Feast of the Tabernacles, or Booths. This is in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 33 through 43. This is a time of abundant and complete joy where the community celebrates the harvest and remembers God's provision. This is a moment of deep personal, emotional, and material satisfaction and gratitude for blessings received. The 10 of Cups, complete emotional fulfillment, domestic bliss, and lasting joy. The New Jerusalem in Revelation chapter 21. The final vision of a heavenly home filled with unending joy, peace, and the presence of God. This represents the ultimate, perfect, and complete emotional and spiritual fulfillment of the entire human journey, the happily ever after. And now, as we journey the court cards, we start out with the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a very young, innocent, curious, creative, and emotionally sensitive energy. It can also have a spark of feeling, romance, or intuition. A good example of this in the Bible would be the child prophet hearing the divine voice. This would be Samuel. Samuel was dedicated to temple service. He hears a voice calling his name, and through the guidance of Eli, realizes it is God speaking to him. 1 Samuel chapter 3, verses 1 through 10. This represents the pure, uncorrupted intuition and the messenger of a spiritual calling, or the fish popping out of the cup. Another example is the poet and musician. Before he was a warrior or king, David was a shepherd who wrote psalms, poetry, and played music. 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 18, many psalms. This is the creative, artistic, and emotionally expressive side of the page. And then we move on to the Knight of Cups. This is a romantic idealist, emotional pursuit, and a tender offer. This embodies romantic invitations, emotional pursuits, charm, idealism, and following one's heart. He is often gentle, artistic, and driven by matters of love and feeling. A biblical figure would be Joseph of Genesis, the dreamer and idealist, or Ruth, the devoted, loyal giver of love. The Queen of Cups, compassionate intuition, a very nurturing, motherly, empathetic, and psychic energy. She embodies nurturing, intuition, emotional stability, and unconditional love. She is a psychic or spiritual mirror reflecting the feelings of others. A biblical figure would be Mary, the mother of Jesus, and this is the ultimate nurturer and intuitive listener, or Abigail, the wise, intuitive peacemaker. And last but not least, the King of Cups. This represents emotional mastery, wise counselor, and a very compassionate authority. He embodies emotional control, maturity, compassion, wisdom, and a very creative authority. He's a therapist, a spiritual leader, a mentor who rules with the heart in balance with the mind. King Solomon is a biblical figure, a very wise and balanced ruler who was famous for his wisdom and his ability to judge and arbitrate complex emotional matters. For example, the story of the two mothers and the baby in 1 Kings chapter 3, verses 16 through 28. He is the ruler who uses his deep emotional understanding to govern justly and impartially, the hallmark of the King of Cups. The compassionate healer and master of emotion. While a divine figure, Jesus in his earthly ministry models King of Cups energy, unshakable emotional balance even in chaos, profound compassion and empathy for all people, and the authority to heal and teach through love, healing the sick and calming the storm.